Hi, good day, viewers. You're welcome to another episode of Time Out with Ronti. I am Olunranti Ajayi, as always. All right, so last week we discussed on the topic I titled Temperament. So I broke it into two parts. I said today, this week, we'll be talking about the other parts. So last week I defined what temperament is all about, and I also listed the 4 types of temperament. I was able to explain the 2. So today we'll be explaining the remaining 2. Alright. So I listed the 4 temperaments that we have. I said we have the sanguine, the melancholy, the phlegmatic, and the choleric. So last week I defined and explained who a phlegmatic temperament is. And I also explained who a sanguine is. So today I will be explaining the phleg. Yeah, the phlegmatic. Now, a phlegmatic person is a person that is diplomatic in a way is always the type that, or she is always the type of the person that you need to push before he gets something done. When you want the best out of a phleg, you need to push them. You need to encourage them. Sometimes they can be lazy, diplomatically lazy. They don't come out to tell you that they won't do this. When you give an advice to a phlegmatic person, the phlegmatic give you the impression of, oh, I will do it, and it makes you feel he is going to do it. But a phlegmatic is not that kind of person. But you have to do follow-up on that person to make sure, especially if it's something that must be done timely. You have to put a pressure on the person, and at the end of the thing, particular stuff you want that person to do for you, a phleg person to do for you, is carried out. Now, a phlegmatic also is a kind of person that is faithful. Yes, they are introverts. They are not really very social with people. They don't mingle as a sanguine. Like I told you, a sanguine is a type that easily make friends. They are not like that. They don't easily make friends. But when they do, they are always faithful to their friends. They do not move from one person to another. No, they are always faithful. In fact, a phleg is a person that can make a friend from primary school. You see, they are still friends in secondary school and even today, because they don't really move from, they don't socialize, so to speak. So that is why they are faithful to their friends. Now, the other one, which is going to be the last one, is a choleric. Choleric are bossy. They are very bossy. When you study a child, I'm talking to parents now, when you have among your children, you look at them, you would have noticed their kind of temperament. When you see that this child always wants to lead, choleric, automatically they are leaders. They want to lead everywhere they find themselves. In the class, they want to be the class governor or class monitor. At home, you see that they always want to represent. They feel they are bold enough to do this. They are bold enough to take this challenge. They like taking opportunities. They don't think less of themselves. They feel they are good enough for whatever they are going to do. A choleric is a bossy person, and because he is a bossy person, somehow it's people that work under them, they suffer it because they carry out their ego. Yes, they have this ego. They carry out their ego on whoever is working under them. Yes, a choleric might not be the type that does not speak his or her mind. A choleric always believes that he can talk to anyone anyhow because of his nature. So they are not afraid of anyone. When they have anything against anybody, maybe their staff, they are out to talk about it without feeling any bad or feeling any way, or how to prepare the word so the person will not feel bad. No, they say it the way it is. That is who a choleric is. A choleric, I said, is a bossy person. Somehow some people are like this. Some people are in fact, we are all the combination of these 4 temperaments: the sanguine, the phlegmatic, the melancholic, and the choleric. I told you a sanguine is the talking type. He socializes easily. Wherever a sanguine is, everybody knows. He easily makes friends, and he makes that friend feel like he or the friend is the only one, and easily move to another person when the friend is not there. So they make friends, they are not always bored, they are the life of the party. At the party, everybody wants to be around them. They like to talk, they like to gist, they like to always be the one with the most interesting experiences. When they are talking, you people want to listen. Now our politicians here, sometimes they can be sanguine. Yes, our politicians can give, because a sanguine is the talking term. For politics, you have to be the type that can convince people. Marketers are sanguine too, because you have to be the type that can convince people. If you want me to get your product, you should be able to convince me that buying your product is the best for me. So a sanguine is that kind of person. Now a melancholic, I told you last week that a melancholic is a perfectionistic person. He believes that everything has to be perfectly done. I told you also that a melancholic does not really release his property to people, because his belief is that you might not be able to take care of it as well as he can. So in that light, you will in a way not want to give it to you. When they give you something, they give you permanently. They don't expect anything in return. When you give them, they don't really like to accept things from people. They are those types that they are just perfectionists in their own way. They believe everything has to be perfectly done, and we are not perfect. Yes, we are not perfect. Everyone is working towards perfection. So even as a couple, husband and wife in the house, they cannot be. In fact, I said a choleric is bossy. You cannot have two cholerics in the house. That marriage, in fact, that marriage is doomed, because the other person wants you to listen to her, the other person wants you to listen to him. You cannot. Same with a sanguine. You cannot be proven to be perfect and expect your partner to be perfect. So we cannot be. We work together. Yoruba will say, yeah, I'm Yoruba, so the Yoruba will say, I might not say it exactly how it is said, but what I mean is that you cannot wash your hand with just one hand cannot wash the two hands. So the two hands need each other to wash each other clean. That's what I mean. So now I'll move to the phlegmatic. Phlegmatic are very, very, very stubborn. You will know they are stubborn. They are very, very stubborn in a diplomatic way. They don't like to get, they don't like, a phlegmatic is always contented. They don't believe that I can still get better than where I am, or I can still get more than what I have right now. When I walk towards, I can. A phlegmatic is always contented. They don't like to go out of their comfort zone. They are always contented at the level at which they are. And in this life, you cannot just remain on a spot. You need to move. You need to move. As the world is revolving, you also revolve yourself. You change. So a phlegmatic is a person that does not believe in change. They say, this is how I am. I cannot change. I'm not this type. I'm not that type. I cannot change. And there's nobody that cannot change. Yes, bring different ideas from different places. You can't know it all. You need to move with people that know, to get idea with the ones you have and put together to know what you are doing. And then if you have something in a position, the position you are presently is another person is in a higher position. You might have the same qualification, but that same person will be in another level. So you need to work hand in hand. You need to go out of your comfort zone to get something better. So if a flag needs to work on his or herself, it's good to be contented with what you have. But if you know you can get more, please go for that more. Don't be contented at the level at which you are. Go for more. Go for more. If it's knowledge, go to get more knowledge. If it's the level at which you are operating you don't like, if you need to go higher, yes, go higher. The sky is not just the limit, it is the starting point. So I think I've mentioned the whole 4 temperaments, and I've told you about their personality. So if you are any one of this, you can also work on yourself. If you're a sanguine, too much of everything is bad. If you gist, true gist, you will lie. And part of the 6 things that the Lord hates is a lying tongue. You shouldn't, it's not every time you want to talk to impress people. You should know when to talk when you are supposed to, and know when to be quiet when you're supposed to. Now a melancholic is a perfectionist, so you shouldn't be perfect. Don't see everything as everyone has to be perfect. Everyone is working towards perfection. You don't see everybody and expect everybody to be the same way you are. No, that's not possible. Then a choleric is bossy. He believes he can do everything. I can do everything. No one can do everything. You need people. And also when you're talking to people, try to address people. You don't know what they are going through. You try to look at it. See, everyone, especially in this our country, Nigeria, is going through one or two things. So before you talk to anybody, you need to check it. This thing I'm saying, is it going to affect this person? Even if you still pass the message, but you need to think about how you are passing the message. Even as a choleric person, if you are bossing your own capacity, everyone is a boss. So if in your capacity, whoever you are addressing, know how to address them. Then I think I've mentioned a phleg, a melancholic, a choleric, and a sanguine. So we'll have it more than this for today's episode. Appreciate your time in watching. Thank you. Please, as usual, as I always say, I'll be saying bye here, but you go to our comment section. I'll be replying and responding to your corrections, your conclusion on this show. Thank you very much. I remain your host, Oluwarantimi Ajayi. Thank you. Bye.